Hi guys, welcome to the Cooks Pantry. Now, the dish that we're going to be kicking off with right now, there's a few unsavoury stories out there about it, and I think while we're running through it, the spaghetti Puttanesca, we can probably have a little bit of a chat, and you guys might do a bit of research as to where it all came from. We've been doing a wee bit of Googling as to, I guess, trying to bust the myth as to where this dish came from. There's a few, as we said, unsavoury stories, potentially about some unsavoury characters, being the lady of the night.
Ladies of the night.
Ladies,
back in Italy.
Ladies of the night. I remember, even at school, the Italian kids, the Greek kids, they used to use a very similar word. Can't remember exactly what it was to describe certain people. So we'll leave that with you. Essentially, the cleanest version that we found was that it's basically an old school Italian pantry raid to make a pasta.
Yeah, that's the 4 o'clock friendly version.
That's the 4 o'clock version. Okay, so what you can see in front of us here, it would be, if you're an Italian, this is probably what you would have in your pantry ready to go. And I guess one of the things that we're big on here, trying to crush out some midweek meals for you guys, make it delicious, make it quick. So my rule of thumb, if you want to bust out a pasta, your sauce should take the same time as your pasta does to cook.
All right, so we're racing the clock again.
I'm lucky I've got a partner with me today, so I think we can most certainly make that happen. Gonna kick it off with some garlic for sure and some extra virgin olive oil. So I'll start this in the pan.
Sliced?
You basically got to keep up with what's happening over here.
Do you want these sliced, Maddie?
Sliced, please. Yeah, nice and fine. This is one of the most exciting ways to cook, I think. When you go to the pantry, you know you've got a few goodies in there, but you set yourself that bit of a challenge and you go, oh yeah, I think that'll work, that'll work, that'll work. The worst part about it is when you absolutely nail something, and I've done it before, even with, you know, mock up a curry paste or anything like that. So you make these amazing dishes.
Don't write it down.
Don't write it down. And then in 6 weeks' time, someone like your wife or partner, whatever, your mates go, oh, let's have that again.
No idea.
No, that's not, because I don't know how to make it. It's just those one-hit wonders that you just bust out in the heat of the moment. You put all the flavours together. It's like on game day when everything just works and you nail it, but then you can't redo it. So maybe start writing some of this down. Well, this one obviously was written down.
This is a good one.
All right,
this is a classic. It's been around for years, and it's one of them ones that no one's kind of tweaked.
No.
It's been left alone.
There's no need to.
It's just, it is what it is.
All right, so anchovies in, a couple of those.
So they'll melt, won't they?
They will.
The sauce.
Yeah, and they've got that nice saltiness to them, obviously.
Just like adding in a stock cube, really, to the sauce.
Yeah,
they're going to add saltiness and a bit of depth, and they'll melt in there. You won't get a big chunk of them.
All right, in with the tomato paste. Always cook out your tomato paste.
Yep.
Harp on about that a lot. So we're just going to work that through. And what we want, you cook out the rawness of your tomato paste, so you get that beautiful richness.
Smells pretty good already.
Ready, those anchovies.
Oh.
Please give it a shot with the anchovies.
I know, when you read recipes, and it always says anchovies asterisk optional. Not optional. You have to put them in this recipe.
My great-grandmother, have you ever heard of Peck's paste?
Oh, I used to love that
stuff. No. I reckon that was one of the...
I'm a bit older than that.
That was one of the things that just killed anchovies for me.
Oh, my dad used to. There was that in the fridge all the time.
Could not do it. Green olives that we've got here.
Do you want them chopped?
Yeah, we'll just halve them. So some
lengthways?
marinated green olives, a little bit of chilli in there. In with a 1/4 cup of capers. And now I'm going to go in with our tin tomatoes.
This is everything you've got in your pantry. A couple of tins of things, some olives floating around in the fridge.
Pick a few ingredients, cook them in the correct process, and you'll nail it every single time.
Do you know what the best thing about this recipe is? It costs about $8 to make for a group of people.
Yeah.
Super budget friendly.
I think if you're on a budget, if you can throw 1 or 2 pastas in the mix every week and just change it up. I know my sister does that. She has like a weekly plan. I don't know how they do.
She's organised.
She's organised. She's got a couple of kids, so I guess she's got to have that plan in mind. All right, we're just going to let that tick along. We can use a little bit of the pasta water just to lengthen it out. In with the olives.
Olives go in. You could use black olives, I'm guessing, any kind of olives you've got in your fridge.
Mix them through. We're just going to crush up those whole tomatoes a little bit. If you've got some fresh tomatoes at home that you want to use, by all means, get them in there. So we're just going to cook that pasta probably another 2 or 3 minutes. Cook this down. Sauce has started to reduce. Pasta is cooked. For being completely honest, the pasta's taken longer than the sauce. That's the box seat. That's where you want to be situated. Final seasonings, just a little hit of chili.
Spice it up.
And do you put a little bit of sugar in your...
I always put a bit of sugar in.
Good. big platter. If you're gonna serve pasta, onto a big plate, let everyone I always get in trouble for giving people too much. And when I say people, I mean my wife.
I think
Guys,
everyone that cooks...
I'm never going to eat all that.
Everyone that cooks pasta at home tends to make enough for 54 people.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
It's just the rules.
And this is good. A little bit of the pasta water in there. It's got the starch from the pasta, so it's not going to water it down. If anything, it's just going to thicken it up slightly. So there
We've got spaghetti. We can go Lady in the Tramp style on this, Maddie.
So simple, so delicious.
Say, anyone would think you're Italian, except you didn't use a wooden spoon in that recipe.
Yeah. Sorry, Nonna.
Nonna won't
You
be
know
happy.
when it looks authentic, you've only used minimal ingredients, you know they're classics, you know they're going to work together. Fresh basil over the top. I wouldn't recommend putting the basil through the sauce at the end. Like, I think it's really nice and rich. A,
Fresh.
it looks phenomenal. B, you're going to get that nice little pop. Everyone's going to want to take a few of those leaves for themselves. A little bit of this stuff over the top.
That does not look like an $8 meal.
Do a little bit of research, find out where this all came from, but at the end of the day, if it's delicious, who cares?